Thanks for watching. I want to give you a quick review of how the code for the NeuralBond application works. So basically, NeuralBond, what it does. So it's a messaging protocol built upon Solana with the idea of allowing people to exchange messages on-chain encrypted, because the data stored on-chain is public. So in order for us to be able to save a message between two users on-chain, we need to encrypt it. Not necessarily with the goal to make it super safe and quantum resistant, but just like discrete enough for to avoid casual observation. And so that's one of the ideas. The other idea is to allow creators to monetize their audience by publishing their receiver address and letting people, members of the public, to send them paid messages. So they can, charge whatever they want, and then they can engage in conversation or do some content with that. And the third idea here was to explore the possibility of replacing email as a tool of asynchronous communication. Email was a great idea when it was invented, but it has some drawbacks. And so the idea is to have an alternative protocol that could be used instead of email, right? So that's the idea. Now let's see how does this work. If you haven't, there's a demo video already published showing how to use the application. This is live on DevNet, so it doesn't cost anything. It's just fantasy tokens. And okay, let's see how it works. So the idea was not to do something very complicated. So the front end is pretty simple. It's a React application, and we have three main functions. So the web application connects to the wallet provider, which is Phantom. And as you can see, we're connecting on DevNet. And then we have, on top of this, we have the logo and blah, blah, blah. And we have, let's look at the graphical elements first. So we just basically have some decorations and the button to connect the Solana wallet to it and select the address that we're going to use, the instructions. We have a text box to save our encryption key with some instructions, and the message that we're going to send, and the button to send it, and the address that is going to be the recipient of the message. Then we have the configuration section where we store the price that we want to charge for other users to send messages to our address. We save it, and finally we have a list of the messages that somebody has sent to us. So let's look at the code. Let's start with send message. What are we doing here? So basically we're checking that the wallet is connected, the Solana wallet is connected. Then we're initializing the anchor provider to connect to Solana. We get our program, and then this is the magic, where the magic happens. Really, the whole point of this is the encrypted message here. So we have this function that takes the clear text message that you wrote in the text box, the recipient, which is a Solana address, and your private key, the private key of your own Solana address, which you're using to sign this message. So the whole idea was to prove that you can use your public and private Solana addresses to encrypt messages to another user without using an external keeper. And this is possible, though it's a little bit weird, because by default, or the way they are configured, the addresses in Solana are Edwards, and they are useful for signing, but they cannot be used for encryption. So there's a process that you can use to change them to curve, and it works, but it's probably unsafe I don't think it is proven that it is actually safe encryption, and also it's a little bit hackery. So perhaps it's not like the best long-term solution, but it is cool that it actually works and it can be done. All right, so I am encrypting your message here, so your private key never leaves this application. And then what I do is that I pass the encrypted message to the Solana program to store it in a PDA that the receiver is going to be able to retrieve and read. So how about the price of to receive messages? That would be this function here. Basically, this stores a PDA that stores the price that you want to charge. And then when somebody wants to send you a message, because this PDA is associated with your public address, they can query this public address, and then use this price to pay this price to send you a message, right? Other than that, it's more or less the same thing. We just create a provider and send the value that was configured in LAN ports to the program. Now, to retrieve the messages, we have to query the chain here. So we say, give me the list of all the accounts in which I am a receiver. This is done here. And then what I do is I just deserialize these accounts, and then I grab the encrypted message that was sent to me. And so remember, when somebody encrypts a message, they use their private key and my public key. But because this is asymmetric, when I decrypt the message, we do it the other way around. I use their public key and my private key to decrypt the message. And so I do this, and then I put each PDA has one message, and in the current implementation, there's only allowance to have one message per sender receiver combination. So if somebody sends me a message and I don't delete this message, they cannot send me another message, right? So I'm retrieving this message here, and I'm showing it on the front end. And then once the message is shown in the front end, there's a delete button that I can use that calls this delete message function, and that just grabs the PDA address and deletes it and returns the rent to the sender, because obviously the sender, when they sent the message, had to store it on chain, so they had to pay the rent for the PDA, right? And so those are all the functions that we have, really. The encryption, I did not create this. This is using tweet Nasil and the Edward to curve conversion that people smarter than me already created and published on GitHub. So I just adapted to use for this particular project that I had in mind. And and let's look at the Solana program, which is this one. Let's look at the source code. So this is the entry point. We have the three functions that we just mentioned. We have the save configuration, where we take a PDA and we store the receiver and the price. We have the delete function, where we take the PDA of a message and we just close it. And we have the send message, where basically we grab the message, we store it, but most importantly, we pay the receiver the amount that was configured in the price account, and this is paid by the sender, right? So this is not very complicated. Really, the interesting thing here about this little project was the putting together of the blockchain code, the cryptography code, and the front end, which was created with generative AI, because I do not like front end programming, and to show that in fact this works and it is potentially worthwhile to implement a real end user version, right? All right, so this is on GitHub. Take a look. Do give me a star if you like it, and take care. Bye.